What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today, of course, we have another TikTok Vic reaction. I loved his last reaction, and apparently a lot of you did too, because I saw a lot of new faces watch that video. So we're gonna be reacting to TikTok Vic, Americans who aren't making this easy. I think this has something to do, of course, with the whole thing with the isolation and the corona going on and people not abiding by the rules that were set in place for our own protection. So this man is about to wild out, and I already know in the first like 2 seconds he's gonna be screaming. So let's just hop on into this video and see what he has to say, because I know it's gonna be true and funny with the way he says it. He's pure Italian, you can tell. So let's just hop on into it.
Stop and think about the big picture for just 1 minute.
See?
What do you hear? What do you say? My Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Google Plus, your sister's ass. But it's a very ticked off thing. You know what ticks me off? Americans who aren't making this easy. Now follow me. I want to tell you a little history, so listen up. Imagine if you were born in 1900.
Nope, can't.
My grandparents were. When you turn 14, World War I starts and the war ends on your 18th birthday. The country pulled together. 22 million people were killed. Later that year, a Spanish flu epidemic hits the planet.
I knew this had something to do with
the 20 years old. 50 million people died from the Spanish flu in 2 years. Nobody called it a hoax. Nobody said it wasn't real. Now you turn 29 and the Great Depression begins. Unemployment hits 25%. This lasts until you are 33. The country nearly collapsed along with the world economy. The people dealt with it. They had to make sure they could feed and clothe their families. When you turn 39, World War II starts. You're 39 years old, and now you've been through a pandemic, 2 world wars, and a Great Depression.
Yeah.
And you keep helping to move your country forward. When you turn 41, the U.S. is fully pulled into World War II. Between your 39th and 45th birthday, 75 million people will be killed, and the Holocaust will kill 6 million innocent women and children. When you're 52, the Korean War starts, and 5
all in the
million
1900s.
Just when you think you might catch a break,
and we all take all of that.
The Cuban Missile Crisis occurs.
For granted right now.
This is the turning point in the Cold War and could have started World War III. You turn 75 and Vietnam ends, and you watch the country suffer through Watergate. This was your grandparents' life. Stop and think about the big picture for just 1 minute. You know, I have a good buddy. He's a big, tough guy, and I love him to death. He's the very definition of who you want next to you in a foxhole. He was a Marine during Vietnam. Purple Hearts, Bronze Stars, the whole thing. Came back and spent 30 years in law enforcement. He is as Republican and as conservative as you can get. And he's wearing a mask because his elderly mother lives in his house and she is compromised, and he wants to take as little risk when he goes outside as possible. Is he taking away your freedom? He fought for your freedom! Everyone has the freedom to go stick a lit candle up their ass to burn off that pesky hemorrhoid that the creams don't seem to cure in your own home. But the minute you try to do the same thing in front of school children on a playground in public is when it starts
He's
to be
spitting truth, though.
Gabish?
He's just like doing it in a funny way.
Most of the idiots screaming about freedom of speech have no fucking idea what the hell it actually means.
Yeah.
Here's a question that some of you geniuses might answer for me. I saw the video of the pretty nurse saying how bad masks are. If masks don't work, why do every doctor and every nurse wear them during every operation around the world? If the masks are bad and the CO2 fucks with your brain and your health, why does every surgeon have a mask on during a typical surgery while he's poking around in your fucking brain or your heart or your lungs? Because that pretty nurse is a piece of shit spreading propaganda and helping to make the world a little stupider to those willing to believe her. No one is taking away anybody's freedom. No one is going to make you have a chip implanted in your body. Don't you realize these are phony stories that are being flooded into the social media so they create fear and panic and conspiracy theories? What happened to this country?
Why does he like go low and then go high?
What ancestors did to help build this country during unbelievably difficult time? They didn't complain about their freedom because no one was taking it away. They didn't complain they had to wear a mask in 1918 because it was the right thing to do. They didn't spread rumors about having chips implanted in their head. They all became united and fought the real enemy for their entire lifetime. They fought the countries at war with us and the diseases at war with us.
Once he put all of that
American.
into perspective, like all of that happening in the 1900s, it kind of makes you like realize that Jesus Christ, and we take a lot of that for granted nowadays.
75% means a bipartisan, overwhelming majority of Americans think people should wear a mask until we beat this virus.
I think that you should wear a mask if you're out in public.
You make it seem like being asked to wear a mask around other people is like forcing you to skip to a fucking minefield on the sniper fire or jump out of a fucking plane without a parachute. You have your freedom. You're
Just
not
put
going
a goddamn
to jail.
mask
No
on.
one's putting a fucking chip in your head. The CDC and the FDA and all the experts are simply asking you to maybe wear a mask when you're around people because masks work and they protect others around you. And no matter how many conspiracy videos the Russian bots and the conspiracy theorists pump into social media, it's not going to change the facts.
That's a big problem.
I'm done. Hey, look, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. In this case, you can lead a dope to facts, but you can't make it think.
Dope.
Come on, people. We all want to reopen the country immediately, but we can do it safely, too.
I agree.
These two things can be done at the same time. We can be smart about reopening the country right now. Why wouldn't we want to open up and immediately and be smart?
And be safe.
Forever. They weren't in 1918 either. Americans who aren't making this easy. That's what fucking ticks me off.
He looks like a tomato. He looks like his head is about to explode every time he says something. But he is spitting a lot of truth in what he just said. Social media has made this whole thing a lot bigger than it needs to be. And in the retrospect of people needing to wear masks when they're supposed to and when they are asked to. It's not to suffocate you, it's not to kill you, it's to help you protect yourself and everyone else from what's going on. There hasn't been a cure, there hasn't even been talks of a cure being close to being created to combat all of this. So why not do the one thing that the CDC asks you to do, which is sanitize your hands, stay away from each other, and wear a mask for your protection and other people's protection. And you got people on social media feeding you all of this different information from the people that you should listen to. He like I said, he spit a lot of facts in that. He just did it in a funny way, which makes it funny. Like he goes low and then goes high and then low, and then, to me that's funny, and I love Italians and watching them flip out over stuff. And again, he was spitting all over the place, so I feel bad for his camera. His camera probably has spit stains all over it. But if you like my reaction and the discussion that we had after, please hit that subscribe button. Join the family, join the nation. Let me know in the comment section if you think that what they're doing now as far as wearing the mask and slowly opening back up the country while people are not wearing a mask like they're supposed to, going in large numbers of crowds like that. Let me know all that in the comment section. Y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Let's talk about this, because this is craziness.